Today we're going to compare three premium-priced, luxury-oriented strollers, the Bugaboo Fox 5, the current version of the Cybex Priam, and the Uppababy Vista V2, in order to give an updated look at how these three match up against each other in terms of child comfort, ease of use, longevity, and driving characteristics, before ending with a discussion of under what conditions and uses one might make a better purchase over the others. And jumping right into it then with the Fox 5, the model weighs in at between 10.4 and 12.2 kilos, depending on whether it's configured with the seat or bassinet, and folds down to 44 by 60 by 90 centimeters as a single piece. It can take 22 kilos in the seat and 10 kilos in the underslung shopping basket. With regards to child comfort, the Fox comes with both the seat and bassinet included and attachable to the same frame. The seat has a fixed bucket design with an inside width of 36 centimeters and a total maximum length of 104, measured by adding up the lengths of the backboard, baseboard, leg rest, and space beneath the canopy. The Fox's textiles are well padded and have a durable, quality feel to them, and the 5-point harness is easy to use, expandable, and set up in such a way that the belts hold themselves out from the seat back, so that you don't have to fumble for straps under your kid. The canopy is extendable via an extra section zipped into the back and is quite long when fully open, providing good sun coverage. It takes a little effort to swap between the bassinet and seat elements with the Fox, though the process is not too hard and is accomplishable within 10 to 15 minutes or so. As far as the bassinet goes, it's decently spacious and padded, shares the seat's long canopy, and has ventilation both in the canopy as well as lower at the head. Moving on to parent comfort, the Fox's handle is adjustable between 92 and 108 centimeters, and the model has a decently large and accessible shopping basket. The Fox folds down via a one-handed process and can be folded down to a single, standing piece with the seat facing either forwards or reversed, as well as with the bassinet. When it comes to how the model feels to use, the Fox has a strong, substantial feel, with well-fitted elements that aren't noisy or loose, and the use of lighter weight components, in particular the plastic joints, as well as the suspension built into the central bar, give the model a somewhat lighter and springier feel than a lot of other models on the wider market with similar size and weight. As far as driving goes, with its large wheels and good suspension, the Fox excels at tackling both tougher conditions like cobblestones, gravel, and even off-road trails, provided that they're not too rough, while simultaneously is also comfortable to maneuver on smoother terrain as well. Next up is the Priam, which is a bit heavier than the Fox, weighing in at just under 13 kilos with the seat, but which folds down to a smaller 31.5 by 51.5 by 85 centimeters. It can take the same 22 kilos in the seat, but a reduced 5 kilos in the underslung storage basket. Looking at child comfort, the Priam's Lux seat is more adjustable than the Fox's, and, as a result, is capable of a newborn acceptable full-flat recline. Size-wise, it's narrower than the Fox, at 30 centimeters, though it's equally as long, and, though the model lacks a proper footrest, the leg rest can be folded down for a child to rest their feet on the front frame. The textiles on the Priam are also quite premium feeling, and a bit more padded, and while the harness doesn't stand out from the seat back like on the Fox, the model does have Cybex's one-pull adjustment mechanism. The Priam's canopy also provides above-average sun coverage, with its combination of a sun flap and an extra section zipped into the back, though, with the canopies of both models fully extended, the Fox's is a tad longer. The lie-flat capabilities of the Priam's Lux seat make it unnecessary to buy the bassinet, but should you choose to get one, then the Lux bassinet is similarly sized, also well padded, and provides adequate sun coverage as well, despite its canopy not extending quite as far. As with the Fox 5, the Priam's bassinet also has ventilation both in the canopy as well as at the head, while the baseboard also has ventilation slits to let in air from below. Moving on to parent comfort, the Priam's handle has a somewhat shorter range of height positions than the Fox's, between 98 and 108 centimeters, while the shopping basket, in addition to being less weight capable, is also a little harder to access, being closed off from the front and sides by mesh walls. When it comes to folding, the Priam is also designed to be folded with one hand, and also has a standing fold, though the model unfortunately can't be folded down as a compact single piece with the seat parent-facing or with the bassinet. As far as the overall feel of using the Priam goes, the model's handle is looser than the Fox's right out of the box, though otherwise it has a somewhat stiffer feel with relation to the rest of the chassis. That, when paired with reduced shock absorption and front wheels that are smaller than the Fox's, around 7 inches versus the Fox's 8.5, makes the Priam a bit more jerky when negotiating rougher terrain, in particular off-roading, though it is still capable of handling lighter rough stuff, including snow, dirt roads, and most cobblestones, and its smaller footprint also makes it equally comfortable to maneuver over smoother ground. Alright, last up then is the Vista V2, which weighs in at 12.4 kilos with the seat, or just over 13 with the bassinet, and folds down wider, though also shorter than both of these other models, at 44 by 65 by 84.5 centimeters, with the seat attached. It has the same weight capacity of 22 kilos in the seat, but can carry 13.6 kilos in its shopping basket, which is better than either the Fox or Priam. When it comes to child comfort, the seat and bassinet are both included with purchase for the Vista, but are entirely different elements, allowing one to avoid the assembly needed with the Fox. Like the Fox, the Vista's seat has a fixed bucket design, though the leg rest is hinged and can be raised or lowered. As far as seat size is concerned, the Vista seat is narrower than the Fox, but wider than the Priam, at 32 centimeters, and while it has the same total length for the sitting surface as these other models, the Vista has a proper front frame mounted footrest, which can be used by older children when lowering the leg rest. The Vista has a more or less equally long canopy as these other models when fully extended, and while the textiles are a bit more minimalistic and not quite as soft, they also feel a bit more durable and easier to clean. The bassinet is pleasantly deep, also well padded, and while the textiles can't be opened at the head, mesh sections in the canopy provide good ventilation, and the baseboard also has vents, like on the Priam. Lastly, the Vista's bassinet can also be lifted higher off the chassis with a pair of adapters, which is an awesome feature for providing easier access to your baby. As far as parent comfort goes, the Vista's handle has the smallest height range of the three, adjustable between 100 and 107 centimeters, while the underslung shopping basket, on the other hand, in addition to being the most weight capable, is the largest and most accessible in the way it protrudes off the rear frame. Looking at folding, like these other models, the Vista is also quite easy to fold, though the process does require 2 hands, and the model also locks closed with a flap, necessitating a little bending when unfolding. Like the Priam, it can also only be folded down as a single piece with the seat facing forwards, not parent-facing or with the bassinet, like the Fox. As far as the feel of using the Vista is concerned, the model's chassis has a stiffer and sturdier feel than either of these other strollers, and the bounciness of its large suspension struts gives a more pronounced feeling of the model reacting to rougher ground underfoot. Though, that being said, however, while it does provide better shock absorption than the Priam, the Fox is still the best overall in this regard, as the Vista's smaller wheels and somewhat less shock-absorbing tires make it less comfortable for harder bumpy ground, such as really rough cobblestones or uneven icy sidewalks. The Vista is also a little longer front to back than the Fox or Priam, which makes it a tad heavier to steer with one hand. So which of these models should you get then? That depends on a few factors in my opinion, though I'd like to note that from a technical perspective, they're all well-built strollers, and are all also oriented towards a lifestyle that involves a lot of getting around on foot, in an environment requiring a certain degree of terrain versatility. Of them, the Fox is the best choice if you need to deal with harder terrain in my opinion, and also has the best folding characteristics, is the most premium feeling in terms of the finer details in my opinion, and provides the best guarantee, 4 years if you register. While the Vista has the biggest seat, when counting in the footrest, the biggest shopping basket, tandem capability, and is the most durable in terms of its basic build, making it arguably a more versatile tool overall for getting around a harder city on foot. As far as the Priam goes, despite being a little less terrain capable than these others, it's also the smallest, making it in some ways a bit less of a hassle to deal with, especially if you just use the lie-flat positioning of the seat during the newborn period. In any case, we hope you found this video interesting, and if you did, please subscribe, as this sort of support really helps us to continue making videos in the future. If you'd like to know more about any of these models, we have standalone reviews that go into a lot more detail, and links have been added in the description. In addition, if you're currently shopping for a stroller, we have a buyer's guide on our Patreon page which lists a wide range of models that we recommend, with a lot of technical and lifestyle related information. You can find it by following the link in the description as well. Thank you.